All right, so let's say for any reason this sheet cannot be public. It must stay private. Okay, let's do that. Let's go to share and let's set this to restricted and let's click on done. And let's try to load this again and notice how we get errors. This will not work anymore. So we need to fix this. Let's take care of that. Let's open our web browser, and I'm using Zen, by the way, just in case if you're wondering what the hell is this. This is Zen. Now, search for cloudgoogle.com and let's open that. And let's select the user you want to select. So if you have multiple Gmail accounts, you want to select the one you're working with. So give me a second to do that. Now, let me close these and I have my account here. So I'm going now to click on the console. And if this is the first time you're creating this, you might get a message about signing up and putting your credit card info and so on. So that's important because that's how Google works. So once you do that, they will give you free credits and so on and all that good stuff. So once you logged in and you have something like this, you need to create a project. And let's do that. Let's create new project. So I'm going first to click here to have more space. And next to Google Cloud, you might see a project or no project and so on. So you want to open your project picker, click, and you want to select no organization. So if it gives you organization or whatever, that will complicate things for you. Select no organization and now click on new project. Let's give this project a name. So let's call it drink. Actually, let's stay serious. No, stay hydrated. Let's call it CSV test UE. Okay. Make sure you don't select an organization because that will give you problems with permissions and it will be really hard to create a JSON key. So no organization. Click create. Give it a second and it will tell you we've created the project. So now from the project picker here, you want to click and you want to select your project. So CSV test UE. Nice. Click on that and we should be good. Now, we want to search to enable Google Sheets API. So search for Sheets and Google Sheets API. So we enable these per project. Click on Google Sheets API and click on enable. And that's it, or that's half of the steps. Once you do, you should have something like this, which is great. Now you want to go to credentials or click here and click on API and services, then click on credentials. And we want to create a service account. Okay. So manage service accounts. So perhaps before credentials, let's see, do we have service account? Yes. Under IAM admin, I'm not sure if I pronounced this correctly. Please don't bully me. Let's go to service accounts and let's create one. So make sure you have the project selected again and click on create service account. And let's give it a name. So let's say CSV test. And this will give you an email. Now let's click on done. And as you can see, this here is my service account. Okay. Now you may want, I clicked on done, but you may want to go to permissions and manage access, add role, and select an owner. So let's do that and click on save. So that's a step I clicked on done and should have clicked on next. So again, on create service account, let's say test. Before you click on done, click on create and continue. And under permissions here, you want to select owner. Okay. I'm not gonna do that because we've just did it. So let me delete this test and let's work with this. Now, let's go to create a JSON file or like a password, if you will. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to APIs and services and I'm going to click on credentials and I'm going to go to create a new credentials. Click on the CSV test or the service account you've created and you will see keys. Okay, so click on keys here and we want to add a key. So click on add a key and let's create new key and you want to select a JSON key. So click on create and that will ask you to save the key you've just created somewhere in your machine. So let's select our project and save it next to our project for now. Click on save and that saved next to our project. Okay. So this is the JSON key we've just created. Let's call it something like CSV key, and let's place that in the saved folder here or anywhere in your project. And now let's go to our blueprint here, and under the in token info, you want to click and drag from here, and you want to make runtime data table token information. This is our key, and this is the service account email. So the service account email is the one we see here, the one we've just created a key for it. So this one here. So you can copy this and you can paste it here. So that's regarding the service account email. I'm going to click and drag to promote this to variable so it stays hidden. And the same we can do for the private key, but we will do that in a second. So for the private key, here's what we can do. What you can do is one of two things. You can either find the node generate token from file, like so. And in the file path, you can put the path of this file here. So we put it under saved, for example. There are some nodes, get project directory. So you can get the project content directory or project directory or save directory, whatever you want. So let's say the project directory or get project saved directory, and you can in the in path file get append, then connect this here, and then you can paste the name of your JSON file, the key. Okay, paste it, and in the token info you can connect this here. This will get the service account email and the private key, and you should be good. So now if you connect this here and if you connect this here, you also need to share the sheet with this service email, service account. So click on share and paste that name, and you can set it to editor or viewer, both are okay. Click on send, and now just let's set this to something like 5 seconds or 6 seconds because 2 seconds might get some problems, and click on play. Sorry, I got an error, so let's see why is that real quick. And what we want to do is the sheet is public, we want to set this to false. Okay, now click on play and we don't have an error. So let's go to unit inventory and we see our units. So let's go back here and let's set everything to sold. Everything is set to sold. It just works. Beautiful. So that's option number 1. If you want to specify a file, we can definitely do that. Option number 2 is to use the generate token info from file. Something very similar to this is generate token info from string, like so. So let's remove the file. I like to have the JSON file within the Unreal project, not as an external file. So treat it like a password. So what you want to do, you want to open this file in a text document with the node editor. And this is the file I'm going to show you just to learn. You will see the private key. So this is the private key. Don't share this with anyone. Then you're gonna see the client email, the same client email we had. So this is the second option. You can copy all this and paste it here. And if you want, you can promote this to a variable like so, the JSON string, the private key. Now connect this here and you should be good. Click on play, unit inventory, things just work. So I'm going to press to change some of these and you can see that they updated in a few seconds. So this just works. It's just beautiful. Okay. So I really hope you've enjoyed this lesson and you learned something new. I hope you found this useful and I hope your clients will be happy. As always, thank you so much for watching. This is maybe longer than I thought. However, I did my best to compress all the information in as fast as possible and doing my best to explain things. It took me like 4 days to figure everything out, and here I hope it's much faster for you. If you've enjoyed this, I'd love to hear from you, and if you want to support the project, you know what to do. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope you stay hydrated, I hope you stay healthy, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.